Easter weekend brings us our first taste of Easter weekend brings us our first taste of Copa Tejas action this season. From Toyota Field tonight, San Antonio FC welcoming in-state rival El Paso Locomotive. All the action here in Week 6 of the USL Championship. As we say hello from the broadcast booth, the coach Tim Hankinson, I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us here this evening. Well, Coach, San Antonio FC, good response after the loss against Phoenix a couple of weeks ago here at home. They go out to Southern California, pick up the 1-0 victory, and for that find themselves in a favorable position, third right now in the Western Conference with 12 points.
Yeah, I think getting the wins they have under the belt, El Paso having not found their way in the win column as often as they need to. These two teams are going different directions, but tonight it's going to be a great battle. Both teams need wins.
Yeah, El Paso Locomotive, after dropping their first 4 matches, getting their first victory last Saturday at home as they knocked off expansion side Monterey Bay FC 5-0, their biggest victory in club history. And, Coach, that leads us to our first taste of Copa Tejas action this season. Now, SAFC already played RGV, but because they played them 3 times, doesn't count towards Copa Tejas. El Paso, a year ago, won this tournament. Between the 4 in-state rivals, Austin no longer a part of USL, but they won it going away with an outstanding season a year ago.
Absolutely. I say get the rivalry started. Get these head-to-head competitions within the conference going, because that's what fuels great competition and entertainment for the fans.
And San Antonio and El Paso and RGV, they'll all play each other twice this season. Those will be the matches that count towards Copa Tejas. Well, SAFC, because of their 1-0 victory away at Orange County last Saturday night, they got some recognition from the USL. 2 players named to the USL Championship Team of the Week. Jordan Farr, 6 saves as he comes up with his first win and first clean sheet in regular season play for San Antonio. Mitchell Tainer with an assist as well, named to the Team of the Week for the second time.
Yeah, Mitchell has continued to show himself as a great leader of this team. He rallies the troops. He rallies the fans. He's a go-to guy when you need him most. And Farr, catch the balls, great shot blocker, but clearly, proving his worth to this club.
What's going to be key tonight for both these clubs?
Well, I keep hyping on this analytic that we've been looking at recently about, how many, what's your possession percentage in the opposing half. And right now you have a team that's struggling a bit in the win column, like El Paso, that has, just slightly over 80%, which is very high. And San Antonio only 50%. So advantage, to El Paso, but we'll see.
Should be fun tonight. First taste of Copa Tejas action this evening here in South Texas. SAFC El Paso, they met 4 times a year ago. It was El Paso winning twice. We'll see who takes it here tonight. Starting 11s and kick when we return after this.
Welcome to Texas A&M University San Antonio, the fastest growing university in the A&M system. A state-of-the-art campus with world-class faculty who put you first. Discover what others already know. Whether you're looking to advance your career, start a new career, an undergraduate student, or begin your college degree, you'll see the only thing missing is you. A few miles from downtown that will get you miles ahead. Texas A&M University San Antonio. Ignite the future you today. Apply online or in person now.
My 2022 Highlander. It's got a sleek exterior, and the interior, it's like my own spacious oasis. Yeah, my Highlander.
That's what I miss the most. What about you? Food, Jerry. I miss food. Yeah. Wait, have you ever been in a Highlander?
The 2022 Toyota Highlander, the SUV you've been dreaming about. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey San Antonio, we've got one shot to stop this pandemic.
And we are going to need your help.
We can't do it alone.
It's going to take the whole team.
Come on, San Antonio, we got this.
You want to join the team? Get vaccinated. I got my shot.
Yo recibí mi vacuna.
Yo también.
I got my shot. Did you get yours?
Don't miss your shot to help stop this pandemic.
Real salon experiences, real savings, real fantastic. Only at Fantastic Sam's.
Welcome back to Toyota Field. Week 6 of USL Championship action taking place here tonight as San Antonio FC and El Paso Locomotive meet for the first of what will be 2 Copa Tejas matchups between these two sides, and everybody will play 4 times in Copa Tejas this year. Twice at home, twice in away. El Paso, the winners of Copa Tejas last season amongst the 4 teams, San Antonio, Austin, and RGV. We take a look at starting 11s for both sides. We start with the visitors for El Paso under new head coach John Hutchinson, and they returned 12 players from last year's club that won 18 matches and finished with 64 points, ran away with the Mountain Division, lost in the quarterfinals against Oakland, including Diego Luna, the young 18-year-old up top, 9 goals a season ago for El Paso. And for San Antonio FC, 4-1 through their first 5 matches, as we showed you, sitting 3rd in the Western Conference. Jordan Farr once again gets the start tonight. A little bit of a different look. They'll go with 3 midfielders with Connor Maloney, Abu, and PC. And try to shut down this El Paso attack that has already scored 13 times this year, but has conceded 13 times as well. As we're underway, along with the coach Tim Hankinson and our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us here tonight from Toyota Field as Week 6 of USL Championship action kicks us off here on this Easter weekend.
Yeah, Dan, as you point out, is the strong point for El Paso has been Richie Ryan in there with Dylan Mayers and the new player, Luna. Boy Moon, as they call him. And he's been tremendous over the last couple of seasons. It's going to be very important we pay attention because he strikes quick.
Yeah, great feature on Diego Luna on USLChampionship.com earlier this week. A player who recently was recalled up to the U20s for the U.S. national team program, and recently participated down in Argentina. Mark Lowry, the former head coach for El Paso, is now coaching in Indy, said he was the best player he's ever worked with. John Hutchinson, the current coach for El Paso, thinks not only is he the best young player in USL, he might be the best overall player in USL as well.
That says a lot because you've got a lot of talent in this league and guys who have played at the top of Major League and dropped down in this level. So that's a big statement, and it'll be fun to watch him tonight.
SAFC in their black kits, their home black kits trimmed in silver and white here this evening. As El Paso in their away white kits trimmed in blue. This is the first of 2 meetings this season between these sides, and it's the 8th all-time meeting between San Antonio FC and El Paso. El Paso, 3 wins against 2 defeats and 2 draws. Last year, El Paso won 2 of the 4 meetings. But maybe the most exciting match, Coach, was the one here at Toyota Field back on the 28th of August. It was a 1-1 game. Justin Dillon scores at the death in stoppage time. Gave SAFC, which at the time was a bit of an improbable victory because El Paso had gotten off to such a sizzling start. In fact, they had been unbeaten over the stretch of a 2-month period before that defeat.
Yeah, it was a great match. Very dynamic finishes and attacking. A lot of confidence in the game. And hopefully we'll see some of that replicated tonight.
The temperature at kickoff tonight, 83 degrees, a little bit of a breeze coming out of the southeast at 7 miles an hour, but it is a sticky night out there tonight, a bit extra sticky for a mid-April match. So we'll see how that wears on the 2 teams. Josue Aaron Gomez will get forward here as he runs on Jasser Kamiri. We get a second start, puts one into the box, and it is deflected wide, and there will be a goal kick awarded here to Jordan Farr, but there is Dylan Maris getting forward, Coach, as he got to the edge of the 6-yard box that time. And again, this El Paso club, they can attack. It's a question of whether or not they can keep the ball out of their own net.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, Dylan is such an explosive player. Can go one-on-one, beat a player, get the shot off, create the assist. So again, you just can't take your eyes off him.
Gomez will switch the play. Talking with Alan Marcina earlier this week, he said everything runs through Richie Ryan, wearing number 6 in white for El Paso tonight. The 37-year-old veteran in his 4th season with El Paso, and thus why you'll go with 3 midfielders in Abu, PC, and Connor Maloney, who almost looks like he's playing in a bit of a number 10 position tonight, Coach, where you see him out on the field.
Yeah, not really his role as we see him normally. Abu and PC have been the 2 that have sit in there as the double pivot. But he's certainly capable, and when we had injuries to Abu and to PC, he stepped in and did an outstanding job playing in there. So don't expect anything less from him tonight.
And Connor Maloney, who puts on his working boots and hard hat like all the best of them in the USL, maybe none more so. He's going to be in the face of Richie Ryan for most of the evening here.
Yeah, and you know, Richie is one of the most intelligent players in the league. His ability to receive and turn away from where the pressure is and then play the longer pass, the switch of the play, is always putting his team in a good position.
San Antonio coming off a 1-0 victory at Orange County last Saturday night. Got a goal in the 60th minute from Elliot Collier, his 2nd goal of the season. And El Paso, who had lost their first 4 matches, finally got not only a win, but a convincing win, 5-0 over expansion side Monterey Bay. Diego Luna getting his first goal of the season, was voted as the goal of the week by the fans in USL. Fabulous finish, beating the keeper to the short side after made some tremendous individual moves along the touchline to open himself up for the opportunity.
Yeah, in those kind of games where you open up the back of the opponent's net like that, certainly give everyone the confidence that they need to go forward and start putting their game together. So makes them a dangerous team tonight.
And especially because at 1-4, El Paso has already matched the number of defeats they had all of last season. As Carter Manley will get forward, balloons this one to the back post. Didi Traore as he rings the woodwork with that left foot to the right of Evan Newton and nearly misgiving SAFC an opening tally here 6 minutes in.
A great ball off the post, great body control and balance to strike that and hit the post. Very well done.
The 23-year-old Didi Traore playing in his 5th match with SAFC. Manley ballooned this one in his direction, turned it on with the left foot, and it hits the woodwork to the right of keeper Evan Newton, who has started all now 6 matches here for El Paso. 34-year-old in his 12th pro season, and he's been around the block in USL, was the Golden Gloves winner back in 2018 when he was playing for FC Cincinnati, but this is his 6th club in USL. He is on loan from Vancouver of Major League Soccer. Here's the aforementioned Diego Luna, such great speed as he gets it off to Emmanuel Sonope, and it's defended out by Carter Manley. It'll be the first corner of the match awarded to El Paso.
That's the pass I've been talking about the last couple of games, that ball that slid behind the wing back, the opposing wing back, to lead your winger in behind. And really well paced on that one.
And so Richie Ryan will go the far stick to take the corner. Ryan, his 79th appearance with El Paso. They have 5 players on their roster that have been with the club since their inception back in 2019, Ryan being one of them. The outswinger to the top of the 6-yard box is headed out by Justin Dillon and tracked down coming back by Dylan Maris. Conceded by Ryan. San Antonio will push it forward. And you can already see, Coach, that high line for El Paso. They had almost all 10 players up across the midfield line there, and that opportunity on the counter for San Antonio. It's no wonder they're giving up 13 goals here early on in the season.
They are, and you know, we talked about them 2 years ago as having such an experienced group. But you know, that experience starts to turn into age, and your ability to stop counterattacks becomes harder and harder. And you start looking at Richie, who's been, like I said, the best player at his position in the league. You look at center backs like Yuma. There are a number of players that they have that are getting older and more difficult to chase down quicker attacking midfielders on the counterattack.
Traore will track this one down, puts it into the box, and tipped wide by Connor Maloney, getting forward looking for his first goal. Connor Maloney and the opportunity to play in the number 10 role tonight, Coach. This is his 58th career match as a professional since coming out of Penn State. Nearly had his first career goal right there.
That would have been some celebration. You got to see that. He did great on that one to get on the end of it.
Connor was drafted in the 3rd round by Columbus Crew back in 2017 after he completed his 4-year collegiate career at Penn State. This is his 45th career USL match, 13 matches in Major League Soccer with Columbus, and tonight overall 58 matches, looking for that illustrious first goal. I mean, you say that Connor's never been a guy, as we've talked about and come to love here in San Antonio, as somebody who gets into the final third of the attacking role, but he's going to have his chances here tonight based on just where his position is out on the field.
Well, you know, every team has a moniker of an expression of who they're supposed to be. And Columbus Crew, from the very first year back in '96, their moniker was hardest working team in America. And he represents that, every ounce of it, and he displayed it there.
26-year-old in his 6th pro season, as Evan Newton will bring this one down. So Traore has hit the woodwork, and Connor Maloney missing the opposite post by just inches. SAFC has had 2 fantastic chances to get the opening goal, which when they've scored first this season, they have not lost. Yuma.
Great composure by Yuma.
Brockbank, the youngster coming from England, playing on that right side, taking the spot which was normally occupied in previous years by Maka King for El Paso. Concede the throw here to San Antonio FC, but we're going to take a look at Harry Brockbank. Collier to PC to that back post, and Newton will settle under it. Besides Brockbank, the starting 11 tonight, 9 players who would feature most nights in the starting 11 last season for El Paso. The only other newcomer in the 11, besides the keeper Evan Newton, would be Emmanuel Sonupe, wearing number 21, the 9th-year player, 26 years of age, from England last year, playing with Dartford FC in England. As this one comes through Collier, edge of the box attacks. Collier cuts it. Collier puts it in! San Antonio FC opens their account the 11th minute as Elliot Collier's got his 3rd of the year, and San Antonio is up 1.
Brilliant the way he set himself up, sold the defender a little bit to the inside and then cut back outside, looking to shield that keeper's vision and find that far post. Brilliant placement.
Collier depositing it into the upper corner and then gives us the salute after the fact as he beats the keeper Evan Newton, and San Antonio FC, for the 5th time in their 6 matches this season, they've got the opening goal, and it's Collier's 3rd of the year.
Just really well placed and composed. Great goal.
And here's El Paso quickly on the counter. Now Collier, who's the native of New Zealand, began his career with Chicago Fire in Major League Soccer. Told our Brian Colbert earlier this week, it was a Walking the Field piece, was on SAFC.com. If he gets a hat trick, he'll do the haka dance, which of course is what the All Blacks do for rugby in New Zealand.
Of course. I'd like to see that.
So we are rooting for Elliot Collier to get the hat trick here tonight. He's a third of the way there after scoring in the 11th minute.
I recently saw a haka national team in basketball do that against our Team USA Dream Team, and the look on all of our superstars' faces was phenomenal. So hopefully we get to see it tonight.
Well, for SAFC, that's a good sign, Coach. That's their second goal in the opening quarter hour. But they had gone the previous 2 weeks without scoring a goal in the entire first half. So to get out on the front foot, especially here at home, after the 2-0 loss a couple of Saturdays ago against Phoenix, should make the home side feel pretty good here. Traore will get under this one as he heads it down. And, well, the scouting report on El Paso seems to be living up to the billing here, as they have conceded 3 quality chances already here in the opening quarter hour.
Yeah, we're doing very well getting around the box, getting a service in the box, something we had not done well before, getting crosses in and attacking the ball. So it's great to see, and this is going to build the confidence as the game goes on.
And despite many familiar pieces for El Paso returning this year, the major piece that is new is the head coach, John Hutchinson, who replaced Mark Lowry. A bit of a surprise, Coach. It was right at the end of the regular season. After 3 years with the club, Mark Lowry resigning and taking over the reins at Indy 11, rival side in the Eastern Conference. And, you know, I always find it interesting when a coach moves from one team to another, particularly in the same league. And I think it certainly caught a lot of people off guard, considering the culture that Mark Lowry's built here in El Paso.
I would agree with that. Mark did a great job here, but I have to admit, budgets. Comes down to money for players, money for coaches, facilities, everything.
Dillon trying to slip this ball through inside the area. And tracked back momentarily by PC before he concedes. And controlled by Maris. And release it forward, and the ball belonged to El Paso. And people also believe that maybe Mark wanted a different challenge. Indy 11's been at the bottom of the Eastern Conference for the last few seasons. Haven't actually gotten off to the best start either this year, just 1 win in their first 5 matches. And I don't know, I'm not so sure I necessarily buy that. I think when you're in a comfortable place sometimes and you're winning a lot, I don't know if you're always looking for that next challenge, so to speak.
Yeah, I was surprised too, because he had a very settled-in team, and they were having success. No issues, no weaknesses, just made the change. And like I said, my understanding is a lot has to do with budgets. And when a coach feels like he can buy more players, better players to strengthen his squad, then often that will dictate a lot.
He was only able to take 2 of his former Locomotive players with him to Indy 11, Mishak Jerome, the other center back, alongside Yuma last year, and Brian Rebellon, who was the midfielder, attacking midfielder on the wing, who was quality player last year for El Paso's attack. As their attack certainly hasn't suffered. Brockbank gets one off, and a great save by Jordan Farr. The offside flag is up on the rebound, and the ball will belong back to SAFC. But Harry Brockbank, this is his 5th-year pro, hadn't scored in his time across the pond in England. Comes to USL, he gets 2 goals in his first 4 matches, Coach. Nearly had a 3rd right there.
Welcome to America.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done well since he came over. Great athlete, great pedigree.
And that's the book on El Paso. They'll concede a lot, but at 13 goals for, they're 3rd in USL Championship in scoring. So it's not a night where I don't think one's going to win you the game if you're San Antonio.
No. You got to keep going a goal, and that's the kind of team you want to build here, playing at home. Good fanfare, Easter weekend, as you want to keep scoring.
And you mentioned this at the top, the contrast in style between the 2 teams. El Paso, 67% possession, almost tops in USL, SAFC at 44%, but El Paso, which completes their passes at an 85% clip against San Antonio, which completes it at a 67% clip, as Connor Maloney gives it another go there. And Knocked down by Evan Newton. He'll settle it back.
Yeah, and I think El Paso's got, I believe, about 63 shots and 33 on goal.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not, finding the business. It's they just haven't found the back of the net.
Well, they get a goal roughly every 35 minutes of game action, whereas San Antonio coming in gets a goal roughly every 75 minutes of game action. So pretty contrasting difference for SAFC. That goal by Collier, their 7th goal of the season. This ball slipped forward in the direction of Justin Dillon. And Dylan Maris.
I was going to say a big difference between those numbers.
Traore to Mitchell Tainer, one of 2 selections to the USL Championship Team of the Week this week, along with Jordan Farr. Tainer right now is 6th among all defenders in clearances, as he comes into tonight with 25 of them. The leader in clearances is his teammate Fabian Garcia, 39 clearances through the first 5 matches for San Antonio. Newcomer Garcia coming over from Austin Bold FC, a Copa Tejas rival from a year ago. Collier's goal in the 11th minute as SAFC up early here at Toyota Field. Sanupe pushed back into his own third, will return to Evan Newton. A goal allowed by Newton will only increase his goals against average, which came into tonight at 2.6 through his first 5 matches of the season. Not a number as a veteran keeper that you're going to be proud about.
No.
We're going to get a foul here on El Paso and a set-piece opportunity for San Antonio. Save percentage for Newton of just 31% to start the season.
Yeah, got to improve. Got to improve to have better results.
Nothing you can do about that Collier goal as he set himself up beautifully.
That was a brilliant goal. Like I said, so often the attacker has to find a way to shield the view of the shot to the keeper. And he did a great job doing that, and then found a way to find composure and pick out a spot and place it brilliantly.
Brockbank goes into the books in the 19th minute here this evening. Luis Guardia, our center referee, managing this one as Harry Brockbank picks up his 4th caution of the year. SAFC. Angle opportunity here to the left of Evan Newton. And it's driven directly on goal and parried out by Newton.
Very dangerous shot right in the face of the framework of the goal.
Garcia, who took it, will send it back across field. And then Dillon dispossessed as Locomotive. Going to send that one out off of Jasser Kamiri. Could you see, again, with the amount of success SAFC's had here in the first 20 minutes of the match, multiple opportunities, does that even give, as we're seeing all the defenders push forward here, maybe a little more so than we would normally do, give them a little bit more freedom to push forward?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in many ways, both of these teams want to push forward. I mean, we know from talking to Coach Marcina, this is a team built around get the guys forward, higher press, look to force the opponent into mistakes, and let's counter on that. And I would say with El Paso, even though they may have started a little bit higher, I think they've kind of settled back just a little bit, making sure they don't give up so much.
Sanupe as he runs on Tainer, and Kamiri as he defends that one, trying to cut it back outside the box. It ended up going awry. Fortunately, over goal will result in a corner for El Paso, their 2nd of the night. This is the 4th all-time meeting between San Antonio and El Paso here at Toyota Field. A win, a loss, and a draw for both sides. And the goal for San Antonio, their 4th here at home against the Locos. Trying to get on the right foot in Copa Tejas to begin 2022. Off to a good start, up 1 as Maris will take the corner. Outswinger and headed out by Tainer, and then pushed wide by Chapa Herrera, coming forward off that rebound, following the header out there by Tainer. There's a look at Chapa Herrera, who's also spent his entire career in El Paso, the El Paso native, 65 career matches with Locomotive, 4 goals. It's only his second appearance here this season. Kamiri looking for Dylan on that long ball, and it's more of SAFC's game plan. Play those vertical balls ahead, and you got 2 very talented and very tall strikers, and Dylan at 6'3" and Collier at 6'4", who could certainly hunt down those balls.
Definitely good target players. I mean, Dylan has proven that last year. Very good at slashing runs and playing the target role. And Elliott is showing, he's got size, he's got some quickness and pace. So those are good additions this year again. The return of Dylan and Elliott, certainly.
7 goals in 26 matches with San Antonio a year ago for Justin Dylan, the 26-year-old from Santa Margarita, California. And Collier now has taken over the team leading goal scoring with his 3rd goal, his 2nd in as many weeks. After getting the lone goal for San Antonio in Orange County last Saturday night in the 1-0 victory. And Collier now with 10 career goals in his USL tenure. Spent some time playing with Memphis 905 when he was on loan from Chicago a few seasons ago. Manley will find Collier, edge of the box. Collier turns that one towards the back post, but there's no welcoming SAFC attacker and a home kit to receive it on the opposite side.
Well, we saw a few games ago, Dan, where we didn't have Dylan, and we didn't have Collier, and we didn't have Patino. And basically, we're playing with a makeshift forward line, and it made a big difference in how we could play. And so his addition to come back in these last 2 games is starting to show the production of goal scoring, which is great. We need that.
Well, for a team that doesn't have possession of the ball traditionally very much, it seems like SAFC has had much better possession here against El Paso, and certainly much more meaningful possession in these first 24 minutes tonight.
Yeah, their numbers are very deceiving because, as you say, they're not necessarily producing a great number of goals, but they are winning, and they're winning with being light in the roster up top. So they're finding a way, and that's a very exciting quality in a team.
Maris to Luna. Chapa Herrera back to Maris. And trying to feed that one through from the outside was Eder Borelli. And it'll result in another corner for El Paso. San Antonio, 43% of the possession so far. And 5 shots total. Shooting El Paso 5-3. Coming to tonight where they've been outshot by the opposition, 27-21. And El Paso on the opposite side is outshooting their opponents 33-18. Luna making the turn inside the box, goes to ground. We play on, says Luis Guardia, and the ball awarded back to Jordan Farr. Really the first time we've mentioned Diego Luna with the ball at his feet so far here in the match. And if you're John Hutchison in El Paso, you got to do better to get the ball into that young fellow's hands, or feet, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. We need to pay attention as to what is San Antonio doing that's denying that, and see if we can pick out who's kind of focused on taking away his opportunities to get on the ball.
Dylan out wide, Carter Manley. Tried to return to Elliot Collier and threw him in. Over touch, the ball back to El Paso. Chapa Herrera. Josue Aaron Gomez flicks that one forward. And Tainer will return to Farr. Jordan Farr. Only played 2 matches, coach, but his 13 saves coming into tonight, 6th among all keepers in USL. He's been busy in his 2 weeks of action.
He has. I mean, there were a couple of games ago where I made some very strong criticisms of our defenders not following a ball that he knocked down. And, you know, you can go back to those replays and reassess and say, well, should he have caught it? And should it have not been a knockdown? But either way, both situations are going to appear. And I think for what he's done in the short time he's been here, he's been making tremendous saves. Very well done.
3rd regular season match with SAFC as foul in the midfield. And Jasser Kamiri climbing the back there of Josue Aaron Gomez. Luis Guardia will have a word with Kamiri, who starts his second match with San Antonio after returning to the club right at the end of training. There you see Kamiri going for the ball, but hitting a piece of Gomez. Gomez, along with Dylan Maris, each 3 goals apiece, as they came into this week tied for 6th among USL Championship scoring leaders. The leaders so far in the Golden Boot race, Danny Trejo of San Diego Loyal, 5 goals in the first 6 matches for San Diego to start the season.
I know, we were looking at our kid in Colorado last year who just took off in the scoring column, but it'll all catch up.
Connor Maloney will get forward here. Running on Yuma, Maloney slips it over to Dylan. Dylan! Good save there by Evan Newton. As Dylan simply didn't try to put a lot of power behind it, almost a finesse redirection trying to catch the keeper in an awkward spot off his line. And well done by Evan Newton to keep that one out.
I had a striker, John Spencer of Scotland, played for Chelsea with Ruud Gullit, and he would always, in that situation, take a look across the box before he shot it to try and get the keeper to sell him on the idea that he was going to play it across and then beat him on the near post. And I think in that particular situation, he just didn't sell it well enough to open up anything, but good attempt.
It's the 4th shot on target for SAFC here in the first half hour, and will also result in SAFC's first corner of the match here this evening. Up 1 as we cross over into the 29th minute. This ball ends up in Newton's hands along the back post after the delivery from Fabian Garcia. It's the second time we've seen Garcia here taking those set-piece opportunities. First one before off the yellow on Brockbank, and here the first corner of the match for San Antonio.
Very calm right now for El Paso. They don't seem to be in a rush to get to goal, just plotting their plan up the field.
Maris. Josue Aaron Gomez trying to bring that one down. And conceded as SAFC now will look to counter. Connor Maloney with a good find as Dylan making the run. Trying to slip past Andrew Fox there. Fox defends that one out.
Well, San Antonio does not take any time getting from one end to the other. They're just very direct in making that next pass in a forward direction.
As Carter Manley will come over to take the throw. Well, celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, the league's choice, player's choice. Coach, every time we watched El Paso the last couple of seasons, you always commented on the diamond formation that Mark Lowry employed with Richie Ryan engineering things. Have you seen any change in that formation with John Hutchison at the helm now?
I really haven't. I mean, I believe that Richie Ryan is playing the sole defensive midfield. And then you have, Dylan Maris playing a little bit in front of him or off of him. But it's not that diamond. And the diamond is more difficult for other teams to figure out because it is creating a numerical advantage. But I have not seen it in this side. And basically you're matching up 3 against 3 through the center of the park, which makes it an easier read for San Antonio to pick up.
4th corner coming up here for El Paso is the left-footed outswinger Richie Ryan over at the far stick to take it here. Paso certainly has done well in the final third in generating corners, though they have not done much with these corner opportunities, and that's Kamiri getting up here to head this one out. Abu trying to clear the ball to himself and instead concedes, and then Abu will commit a foul in a dangerous spot here as he brings down Yuma.
Yeah, that is a dangerous spot.
Right on the edge of that 18-yard box on the left side here. And an opportunity almost for a chip and put runners here on the top of the box here to see if you can get something going forward.
Yeah, looking for the knockdown, the flick on, anything that keeps that ball alive in the box. See what they do with it.
You got Chapa Herrera, as well as Dylan Maris here over the ball. Maris 2 years ago, who was the league leader in chances created in USL. Maris, and nearly put into his own net there. Jasser Kamiri got that right leg up, very dangerous.
Yeah, that was dangerous. We were fortunate to come out of this one without anything against.
There you see that flick nearly put in by Kamiri with a right leg. He appears to be okay after hitting the ground hard. Another corner for El Paso. This one on the near stick side will put Richie Ryan in an in-swinger position for the 5th corner of the match. And I think a substitute here, Coach. Jasser Kamiri looks like he might come out. He is going to come out. Interesting. Shannon Gomez off the bench in the 33rd minute.
Yeah, that surprises me. You know, he recently has come back into the squad, and it could be that his legs aren't quite there. They've been playing Open Cup midweek games.
A dangerous ball dropping into the box there, and Josue Aaron Gomez's kick was blocked out. He had it at his feet for an opportunity at goal, just couldn't get it through the defense. And so Kamiri comes out after not even 33 minutes here, and Shannon Gomez, who had been starting through the first 3 matches of the season for SAFC, coming off the bench the last couple of weeks, will get the opportunity off the bench once again here. Gomez more of an outside defender, so likely to slide Tainer over back into the middle here. We'll see if that changes the formation for SAFC as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. That seems like the move they'll make.
Brockbank returning back to Evan Newton, and seeing a little momentum generated by El Paso on the attack the last few opportunities inside the San Antonio third of the field.
So much about momentum, you know, just moments.
Yuma, who played for Alan Marcino when he was at Rayo OKC a few years ago. That's Elliot Collier, who's down on the pitch. He took a knock in the head, it appeared. A collision with Yuma just outside the box of Evan Newton. So Luis Guardia will come over to see what's troubling Collier, and will immediately call for the SAFC training staff here. So let's see what happened. Is it an elbow, Coach? That back elbow of Yuma?
Look like, yeah.
His right arm had a flick back on the head there of Collier, and hopefully nothing more than just getting the wind knocked out of him there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Better look at it from this
there
area.
It is.
Where it is. Right arm swinging back from Collier. Yep.
Absolutely. Referee should have disciplined that. And it looks like it's going to go on display.
Now Marcina will let the 4th official know his displeasure.
Right. Alan knows how to do that.
Now it's Cancer Awareness Night here tonight, Coach. You see Alan sporting the purple out there. It's great to see, along with the club that sported their pregame kits tonight and warm-ups as well, supporting cancer awareness here.
I love the
purple
stadium kits. And as you saw, as I came in with my head shaved, and I'm here to support all the people out there that are fighting the fight. So keep it going.
And we are fighting with you as well too, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Throughout the battle. Such a great night here tonight. Toyota Field would be made even sweeter as SAFC can walk out with all 3 points against their Lone Star State rival. Up 1 early here, 35 minutes through.
That's the plan. All 3 points.
Trying to go to 5-1. Working on what would be, again, their second best start since the 2017 club. SAFC, which went perfect through their first 3 matches before falling 2 Saturdays ago, 2-0 here at home to Phoenix Rising FC. responding first by getting a win in their first Open Cup match, Coach, since 2019, knocking off Defeaters Kicks SC out of Denton, Texas here at Toyota Field. That was the Tuesday after. Then they go out to Southern California and come away with a win. Now back at home, not only for tonight's match, but then they will also get their first ever test against Austin FC of Major League Soccer in the next round of the Open Cup. That'll be a third round match coming up on Wednesday night, 8 o'clock right here at Toyota Field. You can get your tickets now at safc.com.
That'll be a fantastic match. Finally go against them.
Austin in its second year in Major League Soccer. What a revelation they have been playing at Q2 Stadium.
On that training facility they have up there, just outstanding.
Gomez, no handball called as the entire SAFC backline was looking for it, and now it is called. I wonder if it was called by maybe the near side.
I think I called it.
Yeah, you
did
did call
here.
it. I mean, everybody called it.
My hand went out.
Luis Guardia will finally blow the whistle and award the ball back to San Antonio. Goal in the 11th minute for Elliot Collier. His third of the season leading the club. Meanwhile, Jasser Kamiri, and a yellow to PC. His second time he's been warned for a little bit of maybe extra challenge after the fact, and he gets put into the books of Guardia here.
I think that being somewhat of a tactical foul, not to allow the opponent to get his run going. You can see it as an intelligent move, but really an unnecessary move. The guy had no momentum going forward. Just a matter of, just bump him off the ball. Give up the foul, but not the yellow.
Second caution of the season to PC. So along with Harry Brockbank, both sitting on yellows here in the first half. Meanwhile, Ryan and Herrera over the ball, and it's Richie Ryan. Swings this one in, gets over the defense, turning. Andrew Fox can't get that one through, blocked out, and then hard foul there by Yuma as he sweeps the legs and takes out Shannon Gomez, and the ball will go back to San Antonio.
Yeah, a little bit unnecessary, but the game's hard. You see a guy running towards your goal, within distance of your goal, his momentum starts to become dangerous. You have to disrupt him. You've got to bump him. You've got to shoulder him. And that's what the guys are having to do because of the momentum they're bringing towards the opponent goal. It's just you don't need to make it violent. You don't need to. One of the differences with yellow versus a non-yellow is the sprint speed. Just don't go with acceleration, and you'll avoid that.
Jordan Farr well off his line, coming outside the box to release that one forward. Didi Traore, as he splits through Brockbank, making the run. Collier, and support coming from Andrew Fox to turn that one out. Fox getting to the ball first. Corner award to San Antonio is their second.
Those were some moves. Little flick, little meg. It's good stuff.
Traore, Parisian, who prior in USL was with LA Galaxy 2. We'll set up Fabian Garcia for San Antonio's second corner.
That's the big thing, Dan, is that the scouting department of all these MLS teams, I remember when I was a head coach in MLS, we had no coaching staff for scouting. And so now you've got all of these reserve teams, USL Championship, League One, now the MLS Next. You have scouts for these teams all over the place, and they're finding players.
To the back post and just headed wide. A couple of players there, Dylan and Carter Manley getting in the vicinity of that ball. Dylan thought it went off the defender over on the far side, Eder Borelli. It was actually Andrew Fox who was over there with Dylan. Dylan's pointing at Andrew Fox, but the ball back to Evan Newton. And a foul on Fabian Garcia. And Garcia For the theatrics afterwards, will get shown yellow here by the center referee. Well, this might be a match, Coach, that gets a little bit more chippy going into the second half. These two clubs both in the top 10 in fouls conceded, and they're also in the top 6 in yellows. So we've already seen now 2 cautions on San Antonio, 1 on El Paso here in the first 40 minutes tonight.
Yeah, and that carries from last year. These guys don't like each other, let's be honest. they're here to win and leave whatever they have to behind to get the victory. So much on the line, not just the league standings. You've got El Paso having to get back in the win column, but also, the tournament, the Tejas. This is about, showing yourself. So it's great to see these rival games.
Gomez trying to make the turn. Well played there by Fabian Garcia. They'll switch the play over here to Yuma. Good pressure there from Dillon. Here's that press that Alan Marcino always talks about, pressing with and without the ball. And Luna breaks loose here. Maris back to Luna, slipped through. Gomez can't get on the end of it. Richie Ryan back out wide. Zetter Borelli inside the box. Maris brings it back outside here with Abu defending. Luna trying to make the run inside space. Luna, he concedes. Shannon Gomez took it well there. Gomez back to Abu, heavy touch. Abu keeps it moving though back in the direction of Gomez. And upfield, Connor Maloney, Dillon, and SAFC turning this one out beautifully. PC, upfield, Traore. They have numbers going forward. Traore is looking for a runner at the other end of that cross and defended away and out. Connor Maloney back to get it over there on the far touchline. And he'll put it off the body there of Borelli, and a corner coming up for San Antonio. Coach, one of the most puzzling numbers here early in the season, San Antonio FC's attempted 31 crosses, and according to the USL stat site, have not had one successful cross this year.
Well, I can tell you that's really bad. That's as bad a number as you can get, and the team has got to work on that. That's discipline. It's continually working at that one skill to get the accuracy, and to not be able to do a better job with that when that creates every single time in the box a scoring chance is really shameful in that respect.
Now, my guess is, just watching things, the play that we saw where Traore brought it down on the pass from Manley, hit it off the woodwork, that should go into the books as a successful cross, you would think, right?
Yeah, you would think.
Okay, so they should have one now.
They should have one. How it gets interpreted is very unusual sometimes, like taking a corner kick. If you put it in the 6-yard area, that should count as a good, accurate cross. But often it isn't counted. Either way, it really is very poor accuracy to not have a more consistent approach to your crossing game.
We'll see if they get one in the books here after this one tonight. Not one that they necessarily care about, at least in that statistical department. It's, again, the 3 points in the win column at the end of the night. So they're going to throw here. As we come upon the end of the opening 45 here, we'll get, I believe, 1 minute of added time at the end of the first half. Traore sneaking free. Tackle coming in from Chapa Herrera. And Herrera, whistle for the foul here, and there is the 1 minute, and if Traore doesn't get to his feet soon, we may get a little more than 1 minute here.
And we were saying as we go into halftime, what's the story with Luna? What are we doing to help stop him? And is it Traore on that side? Certainly Tainter has been, kind of in that left central back situation. But I have to believe Traore has been giving him a hard time on that side of the field.
What a chance here for Fabian Garcia at the end of the half for San Antonio. Up 1. Garcia put enough English on this ball. He does, and he just again hits the woodwork. And Evan Newton saved again by his goalpost for the second time in this half. You wondered, would Garcia be able to put just enough English on this ball? And he really hit it beautifully, Coach.
He did. It was right on that post. And you're talking fractions that it either goes in or doesn't go in.
Well, San Antonio inches away from doubling their lead. They'll be happy with one. Certainly could have had more in that first half, and they'll be happy the way they defend El Paso, a team 13 goals on the season, and they keep them off the scoreboard in the opening 45 minutes. 1-0 Elliot Collier's goal in the 11th minute is what we've got for you so far here at Toyota Field. Garcia, right before the end of the first half, just hits the woodwork and denied. San Antonio FC up 1.5 over El Paso Locomotive in a Copa Tejas showdown. Take a break. Halftime coming up after this with a 1-0 lead for the home side here this evening at Toyota Field.
Welcome to Texas A&M University San Antonio, the fastest growing university in the A&M system. A state-of-the-art campus with world-class faculty who put you first. Discover what others already know. Whether you're looking to advance your career, start a new career, an undergraduate student, or begin your college degree, you'll see the only thing missing is you. A few miles from downtown that will get you miles ahead. Texas A&M University San Antonio. Ignite the future you today. Apply online or in person now.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
Evo Entertainment is your one-stop entertainment destination. Get your game on with all new and exciting games like the Halo Fireteam Raven. Take on your friends and family on our next-gen bowling lanes, or catch the big game on our massive 4K TVs, all while enjoying selections from our Scratch Kitchen and Craft Bar. Kick back and enjoy this summer's blockbusters in our luxury dine-in cinema, with all recliner seating and push-button service right to your seat. With over 70,000 square feet of fun, Evo has something for everyone. Welcome to the evolution of entertainment.
Hi, Spurs fans. I'm Jeff Davis, the Texas lawyer who's here for you. There's breaking news that I want to share with you. We recently won a jury verdict in excess of $9.6 million for leg injuries caused to 2 cyclists by the driver of an 18-wheeler. Stop what you're doing right now and call the Force. Call me at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. We'll come to you during this Spurs game. There's only one number to remember. Oh, come on. You know the number by now. And that's 4. Davis Law Firm is the official personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Taking the lead.
Great finish. Cue the smoke.
It's a goal for Orange County SC and their first of the season.
And that's full time. The old guard with a new trophy. Orange County wins the USL Championship final.
We have been helping thousands of small businesses, not only here in San Antonio, but across our footprint. Knowing that SWBC was our partner in our health benefits and all our employee benefits was a relief for me. I knew that we could continue to do our work, we could continue to do our mission, because SWBC had our back. I tell you, for a not-for-profit, we have an excellent benefit program.
I'd do anything for you, dear. Anything
for you mean everything to me.
I know that I'd risk everything
for one kiss, everything.
Yes, I do.
Anything.
Is the sweater too much?
Anything for you.
Hey, San Antonio, we've got one shot to stop this pandemic.
And we are going to need your help.
We can't do it alone.
It's going to take the whole team.
Come on, San Antonio. We got this.
You want to join the team? Get vaccinated. I got my shot.
Yo recibí mi vacuna.
Yo también.
I got my shot. Did you get yours?
Don't miss your shot to help stop this pandemic.
If you don't mean it, it's just words. Well, integrity is basically loyalty to be good when no one is watching, so you should do it because you know it's right.
Halftime here at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC is up 1-0 over El Paso Locomotive. Elliot Collier coming up with a goal in the 11th minute to give San Antonio FC the lead after 45 minutes. As we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth, along with the coach Tim Hankinson, I'm Dan Weiss. Coach, for San Antonio FC, you're happy you're up 1 going into the locker room, and if you're El Paso, you're happy you're not down 3 going into the locker room, because that left post has saved him 2 goals here in the first 45 minutes.
The post is doing the job tonight. There's no question. And the team generally has been defending well. It's just unlucky that we got hit with a couple of shots there. But, you know, San Antonio is doing a good job putting the ball in and around the box, and that creates the chances we need to be dangerous.
Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half, and really all San Antonio FC. That back line for San Antonio, and certainly the high line for El Paso, has been a contrast, and San Antonio's been able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, these are tactics that the teams practice during the week and prepare for, and San Antonio is just getting the better of that. And as a team like El Paso ages a little bit, I think it's harder and harder to stop them on the counter.
A little shimmy, a little shake from Elliot Keller, gets his 3rd goal of the season there, and then Brockbank denied by Jordan Farr, who's making a name of himself. Might find another Save of the Week nominee in there for Jordan Farr.
Let's keep that going.
Take a look at the numbers there from the first half. There you see, again, I think San Antonio probably generating maybe a little bit more possession than we thought in that first half, especially with El Paso. And, well, you mentioned, we talked about crosses. There's 14 crosses for San Antonio in that first half, Coach.
It's been very disappointing over the last couple of years with crosses. Very inconsistent. Some games not even getting the cross in. But tonight, hitting 14, and actually 7 of those are on target. So that's great progress for us.
And obviously just the 1 shot on target for El Paso, who came in with 33 shots on target through their first 5 weeks. They're doing a good job defending El Paso, and they've taken Diego Luna mostly out of the game so far here tonight.
We haven't seen them. I mean, if their coach isn't talking about how do we get the ball to Luna at halftime, then I don't know what he's talking about, because he's a key guy for them. And we just, I mean, Terori may be the guy who's doing the most work on that side, and something to watch out for in the second half.
Yeah, we'll see how things progress in the second half. San Antonio happy with a lead, up 1 over El Paso Locomotive in our first Copa Tejas showdown here at Toyota Field this evening. Second half coming up in just a little bit as we take a break.
This is the move right here. Boom. Boom.
My turn. My bag of chips or your crunch wrap?
I think we have different definitions of sharing.
Next time you can divvy it up.
Wow, so generous.
Real salon experiences, real savings, real fantastic. Only at Fantastic Sam's.
My 2022 Highlander. It's got a sleek exterior, and the interior, it's like my own spacious oasis. Yeah, my Highlander.
That's what I miss the most. What about you? Food, Jerry. I miss food. Yeah. Wait, have you ever been in a Highlander?
The 2022 Toyota Highlander, the SUV you've been dreaming about. Toyota, let's go places.
San Antonio FC up 1 at the half here in the first Copa Tejas match of the season. Elliot Collier's goal in the 11th minute is the difference so far here as we welcome you back upstairs to the broadcast booth. Dan Weiss, Tim Hankinson with you. Coach, we mentioned San Antonio FC. They're going to move forward in the Open Cup as Wednesday night they'll host Austin FC in a third-round matchup, and 15 USL teams advancing to the third round of the Open Cup. 8 of them are hosting, including San Antonio. 10 are playing a Major League Soccer side, and 2 are playing a club from USL League One. There is one matchup featuring 2 championship sides. It's a good one. You get Phoenix and New Mexico in a third-round Open Cup tilt.
Those are great ones. You know, the oldest cup in America, such history and tradition behind it. It's going to be great to see us against the I-35 rivalry up the street.
And obviously the first time we get a chance to see Austin FC in something other than an exhibition match. Right. It's the first time San Antonio's in the Open Cup since 2019 as the pandemic has kind of wiped out the Lamar Hunt Open Cup over the last couple of years. So should be fun. Should be a great battle here. And if you can make it, please do. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. right here at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC, Austin FC in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup third round action. You get your tickets now at sanantoniofc.com. We'll take a break. Second half action coming up when we return. San Antonio FC up 1 over El Paso Locomotive. The second half coming up next.
This is the move right here. Boom. Boom.
My turn. My bag of chips or your crunch wrap?
I think we have different definitions of sharing.
Next time you can divvy it up.
Wow, so generous.
Real salon experiences, real savings, real fantastic. Only at Fantastic Sam's.
My 2022 Highlander. It's got a sleek exterior, and the interior, it's like my own spacious oasis. Yeah, my Highlander.
That's what I miss the most. What about you? Food, Jerry. I miss food. Yeah. Wait, have you ever been in a Highlander?
The 2022 Toyota Highlander, the SUV you've been dreaming about. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back. Start of the second half here at Toyota Field. San Antonio FC up 1 over the visitors from El Paso. Dan Weiss, Tim Hankinson with you here this evening. Elliot Collier with his 3rd goal of the year as we reset things heading into the second half. Fabian Garcia and PC sitting on yellows for San Antonio, and Harry Brockbank on the opposite end sitting on a yellow for El Paso. One substitute already in for SAFC. That was Shannon Gomez, who came on for Jasser Kamiri. There you see in the 33rd minute, Jasser going out after almost inadvertently putting the ball into his own net after a set piece was taken by Locomotive on the edge of the box here. So we'll see how Two coaches play this one out. You know, I don't know, Coach. If you're El Paso, you're only down 1 here at the half on the road. You probably feel pretty good about yourselves considering, you know, how much you've seen the ball go into your own net so far in the first 5 weeks of the year.
I mean, El Paso is an experienced team. They can sit, be patient, keep some possession, kind of control the tempo, and just look for quality chances. And then with 15 minutes left, throw the kitchen sink at them. But I think they're still in a good position to try and pull points tonight. We hope they don't, but they're in a position for that.
And my guess is if you're El Paso and they come into tonight, they're tied for 11th in the Western Conference. And yeah, there's a lot of season left to be played. We're still only in mid-April. You fall to 1-5 in your first 6 matches. How much of a hole are you putting yourselves in as you're trying to chase the rest of the season to put yourself above the playoff line?
It's a hard one, and I had a season in Tampa Bay in the MLS when it first started, where I took over team mid-season, and they were 3-12. So at 3-12, which isn't too much further from what you're talking about, it's like, you know, your season's over, you know, but it's never over because we finished 9-8 and had a great finish to that particular year. So just got to be patient, keep believing in yourselves, and play it out.
A whistle and a foul on San Antonio, and the reset here for El Paso as we begin things in the second half. San Antonio getting their 4th first half goal of the season, coming in the opening quarter hour. And now outscoring the opposition 4-2 in the opening 45 minutes. They've outscored the opposition 3-2 in the second half this year. There's a good run from Sanupe, edge of the box, with a cross to the back post. And the goal kick awarded to Jordan Farr.
Now let's see where Luna is. Where is Luna?
Yeah. John Hutchinson, I'm sure, wondering that as well, too, for the young 18-year-old, the native of Sunnyvale, California. Selected to the U20s for the U.S. national program. Dynamite goal last Saturday night at home against Monterey Bay in their 5-0 victory. And for Luna, as you see him right there, 9 goals with 5 assists a year ago, as he was, as a 17-turned-18-year-old coach, named to the All-League second team, along with Jose Gallegos for San Antonio FC.
Right.
And here is Luna, ball at his feet, and there's Connor Maloney coming in to knock it away. And he certainly has to get some more touches and get more involved. El Paso is going to find themselves an equalizer here, and that's a giveaway off Luna's left foot this time. El Paso, a little more pressure on San Antonio here in their end. Maloney gets that one free.
Well, the other thing you have to be careful about with playmakers like Luna and Dylan Mayers, I mean, you got 2 guys who can create goals and can score goals. And so you just have to be patient, keep it simple, just move the ball quicker, and look for the chance to feed your players, your teammates, into dangerous spots and behind defenders.
A foul on Connor Maloney on the back of Chapa Herrera. And a reset here for El Paso, the opening minutes of the second half. San Antonio FC to the road next Saturday. They got to go to Albuquerque, Coach, where we remember Colorado Springs being a tough place for San Antonio to play. Albuquerque is probably the second toughest place for them to play in their history.
Yeah, the heat and the dust, and never easy there.
And New Mexico has not been around as much as Colorado Springs, but San Antonio has had little luck going to New Mexico over the years.
Yeah.
Come back home after that, and Monterey Bay FC will be awaiting them. That'll be on April the 30th.
And that's a new team, you know, so you don't know really what you're getting into there. The coach is very experienced, you know, Frank Yallop, who won 2 MLS championships in Major League as a head coach, and so certainly a guy who knows what he's doing.
Nice little decoy there by Josue Aaron Gomez, frees up Dylan Maris momentarily, but Jordan Farr comes out to intercept. Yeah, Frank Yallop, who one time coaching at Arizona United here in USL before, of course, they changed the moniker to Phoenix Rising, and his protege and Rick Shantz, well, he put Phoenix in the driver's seat in USL in the Western Conference for the next 5 or so years.
Yeah, they sure did.
Luna, nice touch, good turn here. Luna, great ball across, and unable to do anything with it was Dylan Maris. Don't think he caught it on his proper foot here to try to open up for a shot, but that was really the first time we saw Diego Luna do something special and give his club an opportunity for the equalizer.
Yeah, and for me, it's because he kept it simple. He fed the ball quickly, played it quickly, finding the open man. Has to do more of that, and so does Dylan.
Fox looking in Maris's direction. PC as he returns to Tainer. Abu, Connor Maloney, and a runner in Shannon Gomez here coming up the near touchline. Gomez trying to fight his way through Eder Borelli, and it's going to put his club in a counter position defensively. Here's Luna. That good speed through the middle of the park, and a nice recovery by PC and the rest of his mates there. Another giveaway by San Antonio. A little careless with the ball here to begin things in the second half. Borelli, and that's a giveaway from the veteran Borelli there.
Too many giveaways for El Paso. They've had a history of being one of the highest number of passing teams in the league and most consistent in their number of passes. But tonight, it just seems like that final pass, they can't seem to link up.
Came into tonight 1,500 more successful completed passes than San Antonio. Both clubs have played an equal number of matches, 5 apiece here to begin things. The foul called on PC here.
That's an incredible number.
I mean, 1,500 passes.
Yeah, incredible.
5 matches into the season. It shows you what El Paso can do. But San Antonio has done a good job of shutting that high-paced attack down so far, as we'll get a foul whistled on Andrew Fox. And a set piece coming up for SAFC. Richie Ryan giving Luis Guardia a piece of his mind after that whistle.
You know, the passes they give away are just too many. And the passes they're trying to make are simple. So you should not be losing possession like that.
So it's Abu here over the ball in the set piece. San Antonio denied twice by the left post in the first half. Didi Traore and Fabian Garcia right at the end of the half. This is Tainer. Oh, he found a runner there, cutting forward in Dillon. The ball misses Dillon on the connection. A nice idea, though, from Mitchell Tainer, getting that ball off there from the corner of the box.
Yeah. Our guys are not afraid to get in and after it, to dive after it, throw your body after it. I mean, it's great effort we're seeing.
Gomez, one touch. Luna, Maris. As he waits for some support, Sonupe over that far touch line. Brockbank back to Yuma. Yuma's got to be careful here. Good pressure coming from Dillon. Newton. As this runs forward here, and now Maris with a little bit of space. They play the advantage after Chapa Herrera gets taken down behind the play, and we get the foul whistled. No, we didn't get the foul whistled. Everybody kind of stopped playing momentarily, but almost expecting the call after the advantage was awarded by Guardia, but we play on.
Surprises me on that. Definitely looks like we were taken down.
Brockbank. Luna making the run. Tainer, stride for stride with the 18-year-old Luna. Back out top, Richie Ryan switching the play now, running more through Richie Ryan here in the middle of the park. Maris outside wide, Brockbank, Sonupe. As he runs on Tainer, Manuel Sonupe trying to send it across, well defended by Tainer, and will result in the 6th corner of the evening for El Paso.
Yeah, Tainer did a good job on that. Sonupe is quick. but he went step for step. Well done.
We've talked a lot about the departure of Mark Lowry. John Hutchinson taking over. This is his second year overall. Spent one season coaching Tacoma Defiance, going 6-21-7 in that 1 year in Tacoma. Then spent some time in Japan last year as an assistant. Also was an assistant with the first team in Seattle as well. His second go around as a head coach in USL play. He's gotten off to a bit of a rocky start at just one win in his first 5 matches. Here's Luna dancing with the ball on the edge of the box, and Brockbank returning it out wide. To the back post it comes, and no runner there in a white kit to receive on the opposite end for El Paso.
Goes back to those accurate crosses, you know. Just can't overdrive it like that. You gotta drop it in a place that your guys can go up for it.
John Hutchinson, a word for the 4th official. Nice play by Collier to break free of the pack, and we're in SAFC yet another throw here as they continue to push up the field. Yuma. Brockbank back to Newton. Flicked on by Josue Aaron Gomez. Carter Manley. Drive it ahead. Dylan gets back into an onside position. Allows El Paso to settle here. Newton will drive this one forward again. Well, Tainer kind of misplayed it a little bit, but Jordan Farr is in a good vicinity there to pick up his defender.
That keeper's always got to be thinking to himself, no matter what happens at that moment, am I ready? Am I ready? Am I ready? And he was anticipating that moment very well.
Well, the reigning champs, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, will race their way to the Midwest to face new look Indy 11. Excuse me, the reigning champs Orange County, I beg your pardon, to face new look Indy 11 as the USL on ESPN continues. Don't miss Indy 11 taking on Orange County Sunday, April 24th at 5:30 Eastern. It'll be on ESPN Deportes, as we'll get our first substitutes coming on for El Paso here. Chapa Herrera will come out to be replaced by Ricardo Zacharias. So Herrera is out, Zacharias in, and Dylan Maris will also depart here in the 58th minute as the former Orange County midfielder Eric Cavillo will come on. Maris's night is finished.
With Dylan, the thing you had to look at is just not getting shots off. So just not effective for his team.
So Zacharias, his 5th appearance, 1 goal. 26-year-old from Las Cruces, New Mexico. And then on the opposite end, you've got Calvillo, the 24-year-old for Dylan Maris. Here's Collier with another bid. That's taken off the pitch there by Evan Newton.
Good shot to bring him inside, back outside, inside, outside, and then release that shot with your left-footed boot. Was well done.
Calvillo, who is native of Palmdale, California, as Diego Luna breaks loose here. Coach, he played in all 6 of the World Cup qualifying matches for El Salvador this past qualifying run.
That's hard competition. I've coached the under-17 national team of Guatemala, and going against teams like Nicaragua and Honduras and Costa Rica, Panama. I mean, these are, you go into those countries, they are tough to play. And that's what you always hear our U.S. national team players say about Costa Rica. Just not easy to go in there.
Calvillo making the overlapping run there as Sonupe switched out to the left side now. Eder Borelli over to Yuma here. Sonupe. Eder Borelli. Richie Ryan returning to Yuma as they switch the plane. Yuma's ball is behind his target in Brockbank as Brockbank goes down. Meanwhile, the run made here once again by Collier getting forward on the outside. Collier trying to cut it back, goes to ground off the tackle. And we'll get a foul to be whistled here.
Yeah, clearly a foul. Tough situation. I mean, as a defender, you don't really have a choice once he plays that ball past you.
So another great opportunity for San Antonio here. Just outside the 18-yard box. Up a goal on El Paso at the 1 hour mark here, trying to add a second. They've been denied by the post twice in this match. Traore over the ball. So trying to spin one on goal. Gets that one not over the defender though. As it comes back out, Shannon Gomez keeping it moving. Connor Maloney as Dillon makes the turn. Dillon with a lane, puts it on, and a save by Newton. His first real save of the evening here. Comes away with that one quickly. Sends it forward. Zacharias. Brockbank out wide. Richie Ryan chips it along. Diego Luna. Calvillo. Sonupe. Eder Borelli with the return ball. Sonupe. Bring it back inside the box. Josue and Gomez can't corral under it. The throw awarded here to El Paso. Shane Beckford off the bench will be the first substitute tonight for San Antonio.
That's a good sub. Gives us some pace. Something for them to worry about.
So come on here for Dillon.
Well, it looks like Collier is going to be the center forward, with Beckford maybe floating more to the left.
Borelli. As Tainer heads that one out. Luna will let it ride out. Nicely done by Fabian Garcia, stepping in front of the recipient there in San Antonio. And Gomez getting forward. Slips it. Borelli shown yellow.
Speed when the tackle.
From Luis Score. Fabian Garcia. Five runners lined up at the top of the 18. Garcia. Runners to get on the end of it there for San Antonio.
It's crashing that and getting on the end of it, whether you're sliding. Service. It was a great service.
You know, I said at the end of. I figured it was a night where San Antonio was going to probably need more than one. I still think they're going to need more than one here as this match goes along. But that being said, El Paso had a little bit of a push at the start of the second half. And it's kind of been neutralized a little bit here since.
Yeah, it has. Both teams have been battling to create chances. And as we've said so many times before, for a team like El Paso, their attacks have not been great, but all it takes is one chance.
Richie Ryan, did he play that off Connor Maloney? He did. A throw awarded to Locomotive. As Borelli right in front of Alan Marcina will take it. Sonupe flicking it along. Josue and Gomez bouncing off the defender. Gomez, 4 collapsing on him. He's got no support there. The foul whistle, though, he's going to get bailed out with an opportunity. But he tried to make the run, coach, 1 against 4, just didn't have any help along with him there.
No, that's where a player has to be more intelligent, recognizing that he's drawn 4 defenders and find a way to find the open man. If you can do that, you're going to be playing at a much higher level league. But when you hold it like that, it's like, why?
Well, he's the most prolific goal scorer in El Paso Locomotive history. 26 goals in his 74 appearances with Locomotive. In his 4th year with the club, the 27-year-old, also the native of El Paso. He puts his club in a good position here. Off the set piece. Laid in, tipped along, and punched out there by Farr. What another fantastic save by Jordan Farr, as that one got laid into the back post and was tipped on net.
I don't know how that didn't go in. Like you said, just flicked on. Perfect service. Great touch.
Yuma. And Eder Borelli working back here with Andrew Fox. Fox pushing wide to Harry Brockbank. Brockbank around Deshane Beckford. And now returns back to Evan Newton. The best chance of the night for El Paso. A little bit of chaos inside the 6. They can't find the equalizer, at least in that instance. Josue Aaron Gomez, a nice turn, held up, and a foul. El Paso will reset here as they'll get numbers forward. Here's Yuma, and again Andrew Fox. Sonupe, who began the night on the right side, switched out to the left side after the substitute was made. Maris coming out and Calvillo coming on. That's a bad giveaway by Connor Maloney. And I think it's a tug of the jersey there of Richie Ryan, and that is going to be a foul and a yellow to be handed out to Connor Maloney. That'll be Connor's first caution of the season here in the 69th minute. Tactical foul there by Connor. Richie Ryan. And he did not get anybody running on that delivery.
Got to do better with that one. Floating server gives guys plenty of time to get underneath it. They just weren't ready.
Jordan Farr tonight. 2 official saves in this one. One on Brockbank back in the first half, and the other just a moment ago on the ball that was laid in by Calvillo. This is flicked along here by Borelli, and will go off of Shannon Gomez. Gomez concedes. Fabian Garcia to Shane Beckford. What a great through ball here to Collier. As he runs it down just at the edge of the box, Collier cutting it back to the corner, playing to the back post, headed out by Locomotive.
Nice layoff to reset.
But again, San Antonio gives it away in the middle of the park. It sets up El Paso for a counter opportunity with Diego Luna the ball at his feet. Running with Borelli here up the left side. Luna made the run, Borelli didn't see him, and then Richie Ryan gives the ball away. It's bad service here from Richie Ryan, which you don't often see.
You don't see it, and they need him right now.
Yuma cramping up a little bit as he goes to ground. San Antonio in possession. Shannon Gomez will end up going off him from Andrew Fox. Yuma was able to get back up to his feet. Now we'll go back to ground. And make it a little bit of a stoppage here to check on Yuma here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the experience that Richie brings has got to be at this moment of the match. You can't be giving easy passes away. You know, and when you need to build opportunities. So Richie's got to really step up his game in these final 10, 15 minutes.
Heavy touch there from Josue Aaron Gomez. The giveaway once again by El Paso, although Ryan will get back on the ball here with Eder Borelli. And then knocked away by Connor Maloney off Gomez, and the ball will be awarded to San Antonio off the deflection of Gomez. As we come into the final 20 minutes of this one here. FC has used 2 substitutes, one on an injury with Kamiri back in the first half. Beckford has been the lone substitute to come on in the second half. And for El Paso, they have subbed on Calvillo and Zacharias here in the second half, just right before the hour mark. Maris and Chapa Herrera coming out. Santiago Patino, by the way, coach, is available on the bench tonight. Talking with Alan Marcina earlier this week. He wants to get Santi some opportunities to get his rhythm back here. Hasn't played at all this year. Came into training with a nagging lower body injury that he's dealt with throughout the duration of the season to this point. And he said if there was an opportunity to get him 10 to 15 minutes tonight, he'd like to do that. The question is whether the situation presents itself for him to do that here, as we'll get a third substitute for Locomotive, and this is Cristiano Francois, the Haitian native who was the Golden Boot winner a year ago for the Miami FC.
Yeah, I think it's very dangerous to bring Patino in. It's a time to make sure we don't give up anything. And the kind of defending and pressuring you're going to be asked to do in these final 15, 20 minutes is, for a guy coming off injuries that you don't want to injure again, is a little bit too risky. And he's better off, I think. If you had the second goal, then it would be different.
Beckford, as he gets bumped off the ball after Yuma conceded it right to him, and that was what an opportunity for Deshane Beckford. Fresh legs against Yuma, who was cramping up just a moment ago. SAFC unable to take advantage of it. This ball balloons over Elliot Collier's head and will ride out, and a throw to go to El Paso. Well, we said maybe not Patino, but now he's got the warm-up off, and he might in fact get his 15 minutes here, Coach.
He may, surprising to me, but coaches are going to show confidence in different ways in players and ask them to play in a particular role that keeps them out of trouble. And I would say this is sometimes adding an attacking player makes the opponent worry, gets them on their heels. But it's still a little bit of a dangerous situation for Patino, because the last thing we want is for him to get hurt again.
We give away by El Paso as Beckford will go the other way for SAFC. Running on Zacharias. Beckford take it down here into the corner. And against 2 defenders, splits through, still with possession. Beckford into the box. Collier turning back through the wickets there of Connor Maloney. Keeps possession moving to Didi Traore. Traore makes the move. Gigi off here to Beckford. Beckford has it knocked away. Abu gives it a go, takes a deflection and rides out. And it'll be a corner awarded to San Antonio. As Collier comes over to get instructions from Alan Marcina.
Means Collier will probably drop in an attacking midfield role so that Patino doesn't have to defend and can stay all the way up.
Corner for San Antonio, their 4th of the night. Garcia. Swinger in this instance. That ball flicked along as Collier got a head on it. It went right past Gigi over on the far post and controlled here by El Paso. Borelli can't connect with Francois. Abu. Maloney. Beckford. Beckford cuts it back, gives it a go, blocked out of play. And another corner for San Antonio. Be their 5th one coming up, and we're going to get substitutes now on both sides here in this last quarter hour. In addition to Santiago Patino, coach, Nicky Hernandez, who the club just received on loan from FC Dallas, is going to make his San Antonio FC debut as well.
That's great. I mean, a player on loan from such a quality club as FTC Dallas, getting into a game will bring a lot of energy. His first chance to prove to his teammates that they can count on him. So high energy guy, and that's going to take a little bit of the pressure off Patino.
So Santiago Patino will make his season debut for San Antonio. Last year, 5 goals in 11 matches, but when he came back to the lineup, coach, for the most important part of the season in the postseason, he was dynamite. Spearheading SAFC to 2 wins to get to the Western Conference Final as he makes his SAFC debut, and he actually will come on for Elliot Collier. The other substitution again is the youngster Nicky Hernandez, the 23-year-old who was selected 15th overall in last spring's Major League Soccer Super Draft by FC Dallas. It was interesting, he played at SMU, and then actually after his collegiate career, he was playing in the FC Dallas system with North Texas before eventually getting drafted by FC Dallas just to make it official, I guess.
Yeah, well, he certainly knows what these games are about if he's been with the FC Dallas, the North Texas system, and part of their youth development program. So he's probably a very, very capable guy. I'm looking forward to seeing him get out there.
6 goals in 32 matches over the last 2 years with North Texas for Nicky Hernandez, native of Duncansville, just outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Let's see who comes on for here. By the way, Patino came on for Elliot Collier, so Collier would depart, leaving Patino in a lone striker role here,
right.
I guess, going forward for the last quarter hour.
Right, and his job may not be to pressure all over the place. It may be to just sit and cover that central area, try to deny the entry passes by Reggie Ryan and players like that.
Well, our referees are all trying to figure out Nicky Hernandez's substitution and who he's coming in for. Meanwhile, we've got commotion in front of Evan Newton's goal here as SAFC setting up for their 5th corner of the evening with Fabian Garcia over the ball. Meanwhile, time continues to run. We got 2 more El Paso substitutes that are getting warmed up here as well. It's Siobhan John Brown, the defender, and Nick Hines, another defender as well. Looks like Abu will be the one to come off here for Nicky Hernandez in the 79th minute.
He's played well tonight.
So Abu off and Hernandez on for his SAFC debut. Meanwhile, we await the corner delivery here from Garcia. Yuma, who had to come off because of, again, an injury here. So right now, minus a defender here. This one flicked along towards that back post. Gigi unable to get to it there on the far side. The ball belonging once again back to San Antonio. Traore over to get it.
Certainly killed a lot of clock.
I killed a lot of clock.
We'll see what they add on.
That whole sequence. And the 2 El Paso substitutes again, awaiting their turn to come into the match. There's a foul that was whistled on El Paso over there, so Luis Guardia marking off the 10 yards, and again giving San Antonio a set piece off an angle here once again in a spot where Fabian Garcia has enjoyed taking these opportunities from here tonight.
All this delay by clock has not helped San Antonio in respect to time. And it can start to lose concentration and disorganize with new players coming in. So hopefully we get a good voice out there, shaking things up and making sure everyone knows what they're doing.
And a giveaway here by Fox, and Beckford gives it a go and drives it over the Michelob Ultra bunker and out of play into the stands at Toyota Field. So Beckford's come on and certainly provided something of a nuisance to the El Paso back end, as we'll get substitutes now. Nick Hines will come on for Eder Borelli. And Siobhan John Brown will come on for Harry Brockbank here. Even though they've got Hines for Brockbank, Siobhan John Brown is in. So John Brown and Hines in, Brockbank and Borelli both out.
That's two of their wingbacks.
Yep.
So they're definitely pushing things forward.
Now Hines, who can move and can certainly play in an offensive position here, as he tried to release that one forward to Francois. And John Brown the same. Even though he's a natural defender, he's found himself in an attacking role more often than not this season.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go after the goal.
John Brown, the native of Montreal, but he has got multiple caps, 29 of them in fact, playing for Grenada, a nation in the Caribbean. Meanwhile, Richie Ryan, Calvillo working here with Luna. Again, two collapse on Diego Luna. Francois outside. Francois putting it to the back post. Can't find a runner there on that ball. And again, San Antonio FC had the forwards marked well there in that situation.
Yeah, like I said, when you make so many substitutes and the other team's doing it, you're changing positions. It creates a lot of confusion. And even though the clock seems like it can work to your advantage, you know, the rest doesn't, as you'd rather keep a rhythm to the game.
Collier got the scoring started for San Antonio tonight in the 11th minute. And it was on a night where SAFC had multiple opportunities in the first half. In fact, in the opening quarter hour, Gigi Traore hit the post, a cross from Carter Manley in the 6th minute, and then Fabian Garcia right before halftime off a set piece. But enough touch on it that he knocked the woodwork on the left side as well, too. SAFC could have been up 3. Instead, their lead still only 1. But for an El Paso club who has not been held to a goose egg in the goal column in any of their previous 5 matches, certainly something of an interesting development as we come into the final 10 minutes of this one.
Switch of play, trying to find Luna on this side. They've got some pace as well.
Francois concedes. Gomez. And here's Patino, will get his first opportunity on the run here. Santiago with a cross, handled there by Fox. And Francois pushing forward. Luna checking his options off his back foot. Didn't do well with that one. It allows Patino another crack at it. This time we'll push to Nicky Hernandez. Now Marcina calls Nicky Hernandez a box-to-box guy who's going to continue to provide pace and certainly pressure in the press attack that Coach Marcina wants to use on and off the ball.
That's great. It's great when the coach has identified your strengths like that and can play to those strengths.
He'll receive the benefit of the foul here, and he'll set up what essentially amounts to a corner. Hernandez, low corner. That ball comes dangerously through the box and is turned out by Locomotive. And is it off Beckford? El Paso thought it was, but it will remain with SAFC. 5 minutes remaining in the allotted 90.
Plus the other 20 they're going to have.
That's why I said the allotted 90. So we will definitely have an extended time afterwards. Patino. Locomotive with the ball. Nick Hines. Last year in Austin. Prior to that in Nashville and in Tacoma. Well known by John Hutchinson. One of the few players he was able to bring along here. Hines to Francois. Luna. Switching play, Ryan lets it through. Yuma. Ryan here, back above the midfield line. Yuma, that's a cheeky ball through on the far side. And it'll belong to El Paso. Siobhan John Brown. And he concedes possession, and San Antonio will take over. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home to USL, Major League Soccer, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Connor Maloney, inches away from his first career goal tonight. 2 was also in the first 10 minutes of the match. And after the opportunity that was thwarted by the woodwork, Gigi Traore's left foot.
Yeah, Connor's done well. I mean, he keeps the play simple. He finds the open man, hard in the tackle. He's going to cover ground.
And I guess what we're learning about Connor this year is, you know, for his first couple years in San Antonio, just saw him as a flag-to-flag guy on the outside.
Right.
And now we're learning he's got a little more versatility to him. He can play in a holding midfielder role, which he's had to do by necessity because of the injuries earlier in the season. And now we see he can even advance a little bit into the final third.
Right. Well, you know, when you play against a good number 6, a good attacking defensive midfielder like Richie Ryan, you don't want your playmaker, your number 10, having to defend him. So pushing up a play guy who can be responsible for putting pressure on the guy who builds the play is a great asset, and he's done well with that tonight.
Francois keeps it alive on the header. Carter Manley flicks it along. Shannon Gomez will drive it out. And it belongs to El Paso. Yuma. Ryan. Locomotive. Trying to pick through the SAFC defense. Diego Luna looking for options. Just has not been much tonight for El Paso. A lot of credit to the SAFC back line, which has really done a good job in thwarting any chances for El Paso. Francois sends it across, flicked along to the top of the box, and it lands back inside and driven out by Tainer. He's fired up.
And of course, what San Antonio is doing is playing 5 across the back, 2 holding midfielders with Connor in front of that, which really means you've got 7 players playing alongside of each other, and other players defending back, chasing back. So very well organized. They're defending with purpose. It's well done.
Yeah, there's been a great defensive effort tonight for SAFC. Across the back, just again, to an El Paso club that had scored 13 times this year. San Antonio FC has actually won tonight on the back, and it's Patino with a chance to put it away, and Santiago denied by Evan Newton coming out.
A great play, great pass to lead the runner. Maybe the shot just a fraction earlier.
Had to reach to get that one, and it would have been a magical finish for Santiago Patino in his first minutes of the season. So it ends up in a corner.
What a great counterattack, you know.
Only 4 minutes of stoppage time, Coach.
It must have gone to happy hour or something.
Well, John Hutchinson not happy to see only 4 minutes after all the time that went off in the mess of substitutions and getting Patino and Nicky Hernandez on the field.
No, it makes no sense. There are too many substitutions. Admittedly, there were not goals. There were not major injuries. Usually they allot 30 seconds per substitution, but way too few. That's good news for San Antonio.
Well,
we have no complaints about that tonight.
So El Paso 3.5 minutes to try to find an equalizer. Francois It's been so difficult tonight against San Antonio's back end. Richie Ryan turning it out. Siobhan John Brown looks into the box for Josue Aaron Gomez, and it's Jordan Farr instead to come down with it, and he'll be in no hurry to get rid of it.
Still 3 minutes left. It's what you do with it, and one of the things that El Paso's got to do is be able to play the ball quicker and more directly at this point. Use the 3 minutes to get the ball forward. It doesn't mean kick and run, it just means move the ball with greater speed and greater direction.
Hines, Francois, defended out by Gomez, stays with El Paso. A yellow to John Hutchinson. My guess is, I'm guessing he probably is the recipient of that yellow for his words to the fourth official, maybe, more so than anything else. Probably for the reaction of what was allotted in stoppage time.
Oh, definitely about the number of minutes. And he's still angry. You see him talking to the fourth official. And quite honestly, there should have been more minutes allotted.
But still 2 to play. Luna, oh, crafty. But he gives it up there, trying to work it forward to Zacharias. It'll be a foul on Locomotive. And the ball to San Antonio. It's PC, or not PC, beg your pardon. It's Santiago Patino. And what we were talking about a little here, Coach, that the last thing you wanted to do was put Patino out there for his first minutes and see him wind up with an injury.
Yeah, no question. And like I said, what you're asking players to do with a few minutes left is play aggressively, defend aggressively, go into the tackle hard, challenge for 50-50s, put pressure on the opponent, and that kind of game subjects players to injuries.
Caught by Calvillo there on the ankle. Looks like he's going to be able to walk it off, which is good news.
Well, he got his minutes in, and hopefully we'll come out of this. We're going to have a good week of training and get his sharpness there.
And nearly gave the finishing touch as well. That would have certainly sealed it. But yet here we are, the outcome still just a little bit in doubt. A few more seconds, we'll see. El Paso will lose possession there. San Antonio. No hurry to maneuver this one forward, and they're going to get a caution for time wasting. It'll be Mitchell Tainer.
I understand the idea, but he doesn't need the card. He's right now defensively maybe your most valuable player back there.
Only a second caution. And again headed out. Traore. Patino will concede. And does Locomotive have one last gasp here at the death? Hines. Siobhan John Brown, rather Francois, beg your pardon. Luna. Just a quiet night for him. Francois into the box. He loses it. It's cleared out, and that should do it. As we're beyond a full 5 allotted here. Beckford pushing it through. Fox returning to Newton as Beckford hits the ground. Well, Luis Guardia still giving El Paso more opportunity. Alan Marcia's got both his arms waved up, says we're well past 4 minutes now. Hines.
It could be that the referee actually agreed with the time difference and added more time on.
Luna slipped in, and Farr comes away with it. That should do it. Should be the last gasp there for Locomotive here. And Luna shown yellow. And San Antonio FC should seal one win into their Copa Tejas account. As Farr should put this one in play, and Luis Guardia should likely end the match. And he does exactly that, and San Antonio FC only needs one tonight to knock off their Lone Star State rival El Paso Locomotive in round one of Copa Tejas action. Elliot Collier's goal is the difference in a 1-0 win, Coach.
It was brilliant. Well played all around, defensively and offensively. Some of our categories much more successful, much more dangerous. And again, this is a big rival that has had great success in our division. So it's a great night for San Antonio and the fans. And happy Easter to everyone.
Happy Easter. It's another clean sheet for Jordan Farr, and it's another win for San Antonio FC. Now 5-1 on the season. 15 points. They continue to climb up the Western Conference while Paso Locomotive drops to 1-5. San Antonio FC continues their season. They'll be on the road next Saturday night in New Mexico. Now for the coach, Tim Hankinson, our entire crew, I'm Dan Wise saying so long. This has been a presentation of the USL and Spurs Sports and Entertainment. Have a great night, everybody.
Transmitted, broadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.